1 week until the Warzone integration with Black Ops 6, and today I'm bringing you some potential problems, things to look out for, and things that you may want to take advantage of the day it drops, just in case Ravensoft hasn't thought about all these issues yet. So with Warzone coming in to the Black Ops 6 era, we're going to be featuring all the new Black Ops 6 weapons. And today I'm going to specifically talk about the ARs. We'll have all the other weapons covered throughout the week as we get closer into the integration. But today, we're concerned about the ARs. In the ARs, we have the XM4, the AK-74, the AIMS 85, GPR, Model L, Goblin MK2, and the AS-Val. The Goblin being the only one that's any different from the others, as this is a semi-auto rifle with a lot of damage to the head, especially if you throw on the CHF barrel, which features a 51 damage per shot, meaning if we bring this over to a 300 health system, 6 bullets to the head to drop somebody. Well, we're looking at the problems here for the integration. Right now, this is already slower than the DIT tier. So one of the things that this Black Ops 6 integration is going to run into on the issues of is that the weapons themselves are not quite strong enough to compete with the Warzone 2 and Warzone 3 weapons. So I went on here and I actually grabbed ourselves some numbers. I grabbed them from over here at the True Game Data website. If you haven't used True Game Data yet, truegamedata.com, you can sub to the channel or sub to the page. It's a couple of bucks a month, and you get a lot of stat breakdown. This is very helpful for those of you who are stat-oriented like myself. If not, you can, of course, check out my videos, and I'll help you through all those as well. But I went through and I added the range barrels to every one of the weapons so that we could get a good, accurate idea of what these weapons are doing up to whatever range they're doing. So this is being calculated off of 38.5, which is roughly about what most of the ARs are running inside of Warzone right now. So that way, it's a pretty reliable comparison. So I went in and got our numbers, AK 329, 371, 389 for all the weapons down the list. I times them by 3 to put them to 300 HP and got the numbers here. So you'll see the AK at 987, the AIMS at 1100, the AS-Val at 1100, GPR at 1100, Goblin 936, but this is semi-auto, so most people are going to miss those shots, less reliable. The Model L is the most respective one at 900, and the XM4 at 1053. So if we take any of the current weapons from Warzone now, and we compare those to the new ones coming in for Black Ops 6, you'll see that right now, the Holger 556 sets at 766, which is about almost 200 milliseconds faster than every rifle up here except for the Model L. The PP50 is at 770. The FR Avancier, or the Avancer, is at an 834. MC 849, still beating out all the weapons from Black Ops 6. The SCG is, funny enough, 900, which is exactly what the Model L's Prestige skin copies. So both of those are at 900, so you can already get a feel of how fast that's going to be. Lightman 556 at 965, which is faster than most of the rifles here. And then the Hemlock at 1052, which sits right about where the XM4 is. So if we start looking at the weapons from Black Ops 6, converting them over into Warzone numbers, we're quickly seeing that the Modern Warfare 2 and 3 weapons are absolutely already just significantly stronger. And if we take that and we go and look at some of the top weapons that we have inside of Warzone right now, you will actually see that the weapons from the Black Ops 6 are not going to be able to compete at all in the current system. If we look at the DIT tier, which is obviously the pride and joy of Warzone right now, sitting at 300 HP at about 40 meters, 763. So the closest thing we have here to 763 is the Holger. And then the Model L, which is almost, it's about 150 seconds behind. So right now, these weapons are not going to be able to reliably compete inside of Warzone versus the likes of the DIT tier, versus the likes of the Holger, versus the likes of most of the core meta weapons inside of Warzone. But here's where things get a little bit more sideways. With this integration, we're also receiving the entire Black Ops 6 stylization for our combat. It means we're losing the backpack system, right? We're gaining the armor and ammo plate carrier systems. And we're also receiving the perks and the wild cards from Black Ops 6. Now, Previously, the integrations into Warzone just added new things to it and didn't remove things and didn't completely change combat systems. But Black Ops 6 coming into Warzone is giving it the entire Black Ops 6 makeover, meaning wildcards are about to be on the table. We're losing Overkill, which means as a default, and so you're going to have to pick it up as a card, but you're also gaining Primary Gunfighter as a wild card. If you're not familiar with Black Ops 6, no worries, I've got you here. Primary Gunfighter allows you to equip up to 8 attachments onto a weapon, so essentially enough, it makes the weapon a redacted weapon. If you've ever picked up one of those inside of Warzone, whether it's the Cat AMR from turning in the polyatomic card on Rebirth Island, or you managed to pick up one from the bunkers when they were active with the redacted weapons in them, it's 8 attachments. And unfortunately enough, unless Raven has planned far enough ahead for this, and I'm going to assume probably not, seeing as the entire core system is being changed, we're going to be seeing Modern Warfare 2 and 3 weapons coming in redacted style, meaning you're going to be able to build D tiers with 8 attachments. You're going to be able to build all the weapons with 8 attachments. And right now, Modern Warfare 3 has some of the most broken amount of recoil reduction and bullet velocity and damage range options that we've seen in Warzone so far. So imagining a D tier that can run the mono ammo while still being able to have full recoil control builds, and you're just absolutely doing this for free. Things like the D tier, if they get access to the gunfighter wildcard, you're going to be seeing a lot of problems. And I'm really, really hoping that Ravensoft has already considered this, because if not, on day one, you're going to want to grind instantly to primary gunfighter wildcard, because the primary gunfighter wildcard is going to absolutely alter the way that this entire game is played. We had access to something similar to this when Vanguard came out, but because Vanguard was its own little set of worlds, only the weapons from Vanguard could attach 8 attachments. But because the wildcard system is going to be a core part of your loadout, that may not be the case anymore. On Vanguard, of course, it took forever for those weapons to get buffed to the point of where they were usable. And again, with the Black Ops weapons, we're looking at another situation where these weapons are going to start off not usable primarily inside of Warzone. When you consider weapons like from Modern Warfare 2 and 3 have access to suppressors that reduce vertical, reduce horizontal, add bullet velocity, reduce the firing stability, there's ones that are just increasing all of those stats inside of one item. The Black Ops weapons don't have these things. The muzzles, the best they can do is vertical recoil control. And the grips, the best they can do is horizontal recoil control, and that's it. Everything else in the game on Black Ops 6 comes into it as a flat stat across the board. And honestly, almost every weapon inside of Black Ops 6 are running mostly the same attachments, unless it's just completely necessary to run the CHF barrel for headshots. Almost every one of them is running max range. They're going to be running usually either the marksman or precision or one of those two style grips. They offer horizontal recoil control or a little bit of aiming stability or movement speed or sometimes focus control, depending on which one you're running for. Then all the stocks are for aim movement speed or aim movement speed or your flinch resistance. Most people are running the balance stock. Almost everybody is running the combat rear grip, and almost everybody is either running overpressured or rapid fire for their final perk set. And with the Black Ops 6 weapons, there's very little deviation across those because there's not a lot of different build styles. Almost every weapon does one thing that it does, and that's it. Whereas the Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 weapons can be built for a variety of things right now because of the just multitude of attachments. Now, I absolutely love the fact of the simplicity for Black Ops 6 and their attachments. But right now, throwing those in with the Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 attachments is absolutely painful because it's going to be really, really hard for the Black Ops 6 attachments to actually keep up. So one of two things are going to happen here. Ravensoft is going to drop these things with massive buffs into Warzone, and they'll instantly come out absolutely broken and probably for the better. Because honestly, if the Black Ops 6 weapons come out and they're absolutely useless, it's going to take a long time to get them into a viable state. And generally what ends up happening is overbuffing a lot. Ravensoft and Treyarch and all the other stuff, Warzone itself is known for overbuffing the crap out of something, especially when they want you to buy it, and they're wanting you to buy Black Ops 6 right now. And then the second option, which is these things come out absolutely useless. And if they come out absolutely useless, we're in for a bad time. Warzone will be absolutely stale. One, because we're not receiving a new big map. Area 99 doesn't look very interesting to me. Now, I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's amazing. But for me, Area 99 is not looking very interesting. And so being stuck on Urzikstan big map with absolutely no change to the meta, it's going to be curtains for big map Warzone until we get Verdansk. And hopefully that's not the case. Now, I'd love to hear what you're most excited for the integration. I know I'm super excited to get in there and actually start earning some of these Warzone camos. I've already done the dark matter grind, so I figure I'm going to go ahead and send it towards the Warzone camos, try to get myself a couple of wins with every weapon in the game, get myself all of my camos done, and no life the crap out of it, and hopefully have an amazing time doing so. But let's see what you've got. I'm excited to hear about it. If you've got dark matter, send it down below, let me know. And if you haven't even bothered with the grind, let me know that too. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else, peace.